Nagesh, retired additional secretary, Team IAS Network. So today we are taking up a unit on internal security. Internal security is a part of GS3. So as I have seen from the previous papers, internal security gets around 50 to 55 marks every year. Before you start off a discussion on internal security, what are the components of this particular unit? See, the syllabus is very clear. Why I keep repeating again and again about the syllabus is you should have knowledge of what topics or what components that unit contains so that your time is not wasted. You will prepare exactly for what is required, and the tendency to stray away from the syllabus is, what shall I say, minimalized. So internal security, what are the components of internal security? You have cyber security, then you have the important agencies dealing with security, their mandate. Then you have on money laundering. So basically, internal security deals with the challenges to the country's internal security, internal, external state actors. There are about 4 or 5 units. When we keep doing this unit on internal security, it gives us an opportunity to revise the syllabus again and again. So the first unit which we take for discussion on internal security, intelligence reforms. What do I mean by intelligence reforms, and why is it considered important in the present context? See, the question for discussion. The country's intelligence apparatus requires comprehensive, not ad hoc and piecemeal reforms. So the question the examiner wants to know from what the examiner is looking from you is, what reforms do you suggest in the present context to the working of the country's intelligence apparatus? Substantiate in 200 words. First, we have a discussion on the background as we do in the other videos. Why do we require structural changes in the country's internal security, in the intelligence system? Structural changes are required to meet the challenges the country is facing in the new millennium. You see hostile neighbors, you see the threats from cybersecurity, cyber warfare, then you see the problem of left-wing extremism in different parts of the country, emergence of the new red corridor, money laundering. So all these are challenges which the country is facing. So we require structural changes in our setup. Then what else is there? What other factor is to be elaborated in the answer? The security of the state requires collection of intelligence on internal, external, military, economic and commercial data, apart from science and technology related issues. So this is the gamut of intelligence gathering. So in the introduction, we speak of the changes in the immediate neighborhood, the challenges which we are facing, and what the entire gamut of intelligence collection stretching from internal factors, external, military, economic and commercial data, apart from science and technology related issues. This is the introduction to the answer. What structural changes are required? First, legal status. What do I mean by legal status? I mean, Parliament should lay down the charters, functions, and duties. Now, when you want to change, when you want to reform the intelligence setup, what we suggest is there should be a legal status accorded. See the duties and responsibilities of the officers at different levels. Then the different tiers of accountability. Which layer accountability is more, which layer accountability is less, who is accountable to whom. All this has to be worked out in a proper manner. So that is legal status. Then we speak of recruitment. So go in for broad-based recruitment, advertise, get the best talent, something akin to how the government is doing, the lateral entry for the civil service at the level of the joint secretary, something on those lines. Outsource to meet special needs where you cannot get the required manpower, you outsource to meet the special needs of the department. Financial probity in intelligence operations. Everything should be financially clear. There should not be any bungling. Fast track equipment procurement. This is the most important thing. Like we've seen how the defense forces are, like what should I say, hamstrung by the procedures, bureaucratic procedures, how the equipment delivered to them is often sometimes substandard or in insufficient quantities. So what we propose, fast track equipment procurement, upgradation of technology, coordination, whether there is the need for any national intelligence coordinator for better agency coordination. So in this context, what I would like to say is every economic department of the government, whether it is Enforcement Directorate, Intelligence Bureau, or the CBI, or the RAW relating to military intelligence. So there are multiple agencies dealing with intelligence. So what we suggest is, can we not have a national intelligence coordinator, just like the national security advisor? So this national intelligence coordinator will coordinate better. And would it not be better if all the intelligence agencies of various departments report to him? Now what is happening is, in a typical bureaucratic function, the left hand will not know what the right hand is doing, working at cross purposes. So all this can be avoided if we propose or if we have a national intelligence coordinator for better coordination. How do we ensure accountability? Now every department in the government of India has to submit an annual report which gets discussed in parliament, and also what will happen is the annual reports are scrutinized by the controller and auditor general. So something similar, even the intelligence apparatus, we should have a system wherein the annual reports are discussed so that the public come to know their functioning. In-camera audit of secret service funds. This is another area where the authorities have a lot of discretion. Nothing is disclosed as to the expenditure relating to secret service funds. So what we propose is an in-camera audit. So it will be only with the department. I mean, if suppose somebody wants to access, suppose a parliamentary panel wants to access, there should be an in-camera audit. So when we see the question and the discussion, it is very clearly brought out in the answer that the country's intelligence apparatus requires comprehensive, not ad hoc and piecemeal reforms. Why it requires comprehensive reforms is, I told you, the country's immediate external environment, then threats from the concept of this cyber warfare, then money laundering, and because of the multifaceted threats to the immediate environment, the immediate task of the state is collection of huge intelligence data on stretching from internal and external matters to economic, commercial, and science and technology related. So much of information, so much of intelligence is being collected by the state. All this is required for the purpose of internal security. Now, in the task of collection of data and the proper working of the intelligence system, we propose certain structural changes. In the first place, there should be clear delineation, demarcation of the rights and duties of the different levels in an organization to enforce accountability. Then administration, like what I suggest is, for getting the best talent, you advertise, get the best persons on the job, and where you don't get talented people, outsource the same. Financial probity, to know how the intelligence operations are being done. Fast track equipment procedure, upgradation of technology. Most important would be, as I said, multiple intelligence agencies, whether connecting to security, whether economy. So we have many intelligence agencies running at cross purposes. So would it not be better if all these are coordinated by a national intelligence coordinator, just like how we have the national security advisor? Why can't we have a post of national intelligence coordinator, so that there will be better agency coordination, and all these agencies, whether in the economic aspect or the military aspect or whatever it is, all of them share the intelligence outputs to the national intelligence coordinator. Finally, we spoke of annual reports to the CAG, the Controller and Auditor General, so everything becomes transparent. There's a discussion on the working of the department where Parliament scrutinizes the functioning of various departments. So this also could be scrutinized if the annual report submitted to Parliament through the CAG, through CAG. Then I spoke of the Secret Service funds, how we require, how there could be an in-camera audit. This in-camera audit would be like, what shall I say? It could be made available to a parliamentary panel, so that the ultimately the people's representatives would know how these Secret Service funds are being utilized, whether they are being utilized in a proper manner or whether there's any misappropriation, misutilization. All that will come out. Finally, what has happened is we have a multiplicity of agencies. We have the Enforcement Directorate, you have got the Bureau of Economic Offences, then you have got the RAW, Research Analysis Wing. You've got umpteen number of agencies in different departments. So all these are working at different purposes with lot of data with them, collecting lot of intelligence inputs. But since there are multiplicities of agencies, there is a question of coordination. So there is a need for a unified agency. Once a unified agency comes, it can act to collate the material received, the intelligence inputs received from various wings of the government, as we proposed. You can also add in the answer the suggestion for a national intelligence coordinator for better agency coordination. So this will sum up the discussion on the question of intelligence reforms. I have taken my material preparation from the Journal of the IDSA, Institute of Defense Analysis and Strategic Studies. You will not have time to go through the whole journal. Whatever is required, what reforms are suggested, I have culled out the points from them. So this will help you in answering a question on intelligence reforms. This would be the most comprehensive answer for 200 words for a question on how the intelligence setup requires revamping, not through ad hoc measures, not through piecemeal measures, but a comprehensive set of reforms. Thank you.